On a really big night, on a really special weekend for footy and a special weekend for everybody around here. Big Freeze 11, fighting the MND Beast, of course. Beck Danaher will be joining us a little bit later on the show, along with one of the sliders who's going down on King's birthday. Ariane Titmus going to be joining us on the show. And it's a special weekend for Collingwood coach Craig McRae, who's going to be joining us. We'll find out more as to why it's such a significant weekend for Craig McRae. Lovely to be here with you two blokes. There's a fair bit going on. Speaking of Collingwood, it's a great weekend. It's a great night to have a coach.
Well,
bigger news than that.
Bigger news than that, mate. Coming down the pike, Tasmania. This is piping hot. The Tasmania, the bid for the 19th team. It's it's up for grabs at the moment. No, not a great day for the stadium. Not a great day for the players.
Yep.
And possibly an even worse day for their mascot, Rahman, who was involved in a very... I'm just saying, this is...
It's not looking good, Murray.
The omens aren't great.
No, it's
not looking good.
It's hanging on a precipice at the moment, but hopefully it'll all work itself out. But it is a great night to have the Collingwood coach on, because they're airborne.
They're out of control. They're crushing the opposition. Before they even get on the ground, though, their captain is crushing... Well, even the guy who wants to toss the coin, get his hands crushed. Have a look at this. This is unbelievable, and... Ow! they mean business. Right from the get-go. He's trouble.
They're sparing no one in the moment, Sam. You get in their way and they're coming forward.
Rare form, would you say?
How many games are they on top by?
2 points, but good percentage, so they're flying.
This is what the apocalypse looks like, I'm sure. And all the way things are going and the way they're travelling.
Yep.
If Putin wants to start World War III, I'd be all for it.
You know
just any time before grand final day, Murray. Jesus.
If they look like they're winning in September, I'm going to take a holiday to Mount Etna. It's a volcano. It's exploding at the moment.
General knowledge. It blew up this week, so... but all the old blokes are going...
Mount Etna. Good voice.
Is that what we're doing tonight? We're going to explain all the jokes? I just want to know now, all right?
Only if you have to.
I've got some marginal ones coming up, all right?
It seemed to work for Mick.
Well, I tell you what, we saw the handshake and the leads from the front. I tell you who else is Jeremy Howe. He's a general back there. They had him mic'd up last week, and it was very revealing the way he encouraged his teammates. And if you have a listen, I just reckon they need to get him a dog.
Oh.
Yes! Good boy! Hold it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy! Yes! Good boy.
You know, when his teammate missed a target, he hits them over the head with a newspaper. You know that, don't you? I saw him in the warm-up throwing Jamie Ellett a tennis ball.
After the game, in the rooms, for the best players, he gives them a tummy rub. Yes, you are. You're winning. Yes, you are.
He does sound like he needs a dog. Hey, big changes at the AFL. Major restructuring in the footy ops department. Head of football performance has been added alongside Laura Kane. Greg Swan, veteran AFL administrator. Great call by the AFL. Get a club guy in there. Feels like a really, really important move. And he's got a heap in front of him. One of the things he's got to get his head around is the umpiring. There's some work to be done in that.
I believe so. Whoever gets that portfolio, what has to be addressed first and foremost with the umpires is the whistle.
Oh.
There's a soft cap affecting the amount of peas you can put in a whistle now. We haven't touched that up. That is exactly
how it was.
We went down on the day.
By the way, the AFL's been restructured. It's been restructured like I was restructured out of some relationships by ex-girlfriends. You know, I mean, it doesn't seem that Mount Etna. Anyway.
Jeez, you lost confidence in
63
You bailed early on that. You didn't even get to the... You got subbed out about halfway through that joke.
I'm just glad they've got Greg Swan there. Do you know what I mean? A breath of fresh air, a firebrand, a kid, just a bit of energy.
Right.
How old is he?
63, but no, he's a very good operator, Swanee, and he's exactly the sort of bloke the AFL need in there.
He wants to connect with clubland because that seems to be one of the big issues.
Well, that's
his disconnect between. Yep. So I reckon he should take a leaf out of the former commissioner Jack Hamilton. If you want the clubs to think that you're on their side, have a look at the way he conducted business back in the day. Here he is just after a board meeting, and this is him just throwing his full weights behind, support behind the club. This is what he was doing. He just come out of a board meeting.
No,
Do I remember
amazing.
that? Did I mention that?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Do you reckon he knows the cameras are on him? What are you doing? Oh, he's good.
That's strong.
Come on,
Look at him there.
He's a great connector and a great man, Jack Hamilton. So let's hope that Greg Swan has a similar connection to the clubs, like you mentioned. It's a very astute.
Yeah, I'd move on now.
Very astute point of view, mate. Hey, to you, Abby Holmes, who's a great member of the Channel 7 footy family.
Well done.
Ab's pregnant. She's left her boundary riding duties for the time being to go and deliver her first child. They were emotional scenes.
Look at
after the
Richo,
footy
like
the
he
other night.
paid for them himself.
Right, yeah.
That's the look of a bloke who's swung by the cemetery on the way to.
She's a
Well,
great,
work, I'm
great
telling
woman.
you right, man.
Now it opens up the whole who's going to
Luck to
replace.
her.
She's very good. So
Very, very
question
good.
is, who's going to replace it?
Who's going to replace it? Do you
Well,
know?
I don't know. No.
Channel 7 haven't come calling
Oh,
for you.
no, that was...
Some fresh blood?
No, I've had my...
Who would you consider?
Well, there's so many options, as a possible replacement for Abby Holmes. By the way, some with experience.
Yeah.
Talking about current coach of the Western Bulldogs, Luke Beveridge. He had a go back in 1997.
Oh, he did.
And we can welcome Luke Beveridge, who's joined us on the boundary, and he'll be there all afternoon.
G'day, Drew. How you going?
Hey, you got to put him in the mix.
Lucky he's a good coach.
What about the current Hawthorn president, Andy Gowers? He had a go back in the day in '97, and have a listen to him try and keep the conversation flowing with Sandy Roberts.
Right.
Down to the boundary line, Andy Gowers. Andy?
Sandy, how are you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you.
That's it.
Electric.
You don't have more to say, Sam. When you come down the boundary, you want some information.
I just thought he was on FaceTime then. I don't know. He didn't seem to know what he was doing.
How's the bloke's hamstring? Is it an ankle or what? We need some information
Wow,
from those blokes.
sounds like someone's auditioning for him. Murray, settle down.
Time.
You got enough jobs, mate. Anyway, whoever they go for, here's a piece of advice. You've got to come up with some original ideas. You know what I mean? You've got to have original thoughts. You have strong opinions. You can't... Anyway, that is something that the great Bernie Quinlan...
Of course.
He's struggled with it slightly.
Well, we were down in the Eagles and the Melbourne rooms earlier. In the Eagles rooms, it was almost like a picnic.
I was very surprised at the casual atmosphere in the rooms. Actually, it was almost like a picnic atmosphere, wasn't it, with the West Coast Eagles?
Yep. It's no picnic
I wanted to
on
know.
the boundary
A
line.
picnic up here tonight, I tell you.
That's Dixie Marshall, superstar,
Okay.
trailblazer back in the day.
We must get her on.
It would be great to get her on.
We'll have a picnic.
Some terrible news for Callan Ward and Greater Western Sydney, of course.
Tragic.
This bloke is a warrior, much loved by teammates, respected by everybody in the competition. Early in the game against Richmond, the knee went. We feared that it was the worst and confirmed a couple of days later that it's his second ACL on the leg that hadn't been damaged before. You can see how much he means to his teammates. Came out to the group at three-quarter time on crutches, of course.
Never a good sign. He addressed the group, got him across the line, inspirational words. But is that, I don't know, Sam, is that some of the best work you've seen on crutches?
It was undoubtedly courageous and
No, it's
very,
great.
very inspirational for
Need to
him
do
to
it.
come out of crutches, by the way. But the way he just ambled out...
I didn't like it.
I just didn't do it for me.
He's just had a knee.
Well, not when you compare it to the way Ron Barassi marched out there in 1976. Have a look at him. Real intent. He's on a mission. There's a sense of urgency by the way. He's obviously got something to say. And by the way, does he let whoever it is? Geez, they cop it. Bang. Mate, here's an idea. Move the huddle closer to the boundary. Why wouldn't you just move it closer to the boundary? Why you make him go all that way?
Very good point.
Three-quarter time he came out on a motorised scooter. You know what I mean? It's not the best crutch work. For me, that goes to Plugger. Tony Lockett, back at the Mercy Hotel, took umbrage. Oh, bang.
Wait on.
And here's a second one. Forget the machete ban, get the crutches ban. People were very upset at that.
They were.
Until they realised he was throwing it at Eddie Maguire.
That's right,
And then
all good.
it kind of tempered it just a tad.
Speaking of Callan Ward, of course, back into his second knee, Rico, as we mentioned, in 2019.
What a player.
He did it early in this game against Geelong, came back to play 110 more games for GW. A lot of people were saying at the time, he's 35 years of age now, that this might have been it for Cal Ward. It might have been a bridge too far to come back. You could see how devastated he was when the news came through that it was likely to be.
Absolutely. Hopefully he recovers from this one as well. You never know.
Yep.
So, but back then in 2019, that was just tough to watch.
It was.
And I'll always remember that because I remember at the time special comment as man Dermot Brereton. He captured the emotion, he captured the power of the moment beautifully with words that I'll never forget. Now, I will say this. I think the power of Dermy's words may have been slightly offset by the fact that it happened during Fox Footy's Game of Thrones round.
This is the devastating side of football. That's a captain of a league club, head in hands, and you just absolutely forgive him for that. I mean, there's no shame in crying. You see a man whose not livelihood, but what he loves doing is taken away from him for a year, another year now.
I'm just glad it wasn't Bridgerton round, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it would have been full package.
Well,
we
can speak with experience.
It's dangerous.
Well, to underline the dangers attached to having a theme round. It happened to us too back in 1999 when we had our Harry Potter round, and I'm just going to say that one got away from us a bit.
Any massive news just in as we go to air tonight on the front bar out of the Richmond Football Club. Sensationally, their senior coach, Jeff Gieschen, has been sacked.
This is incredible. This is an own goal to the Richmond Football Club. I've never seen anything like it. I can't believe it.
Why would you get rid of a bloke who has a winning percentage of over 50%?
Yep.
Mark my words, Jeff Gieschen will coach again. Are you supposed to be Hermione?
Expectus Patronus.
It could have happened anyway. It's just bad luck.
That's a long time ago, but that is the oldest looking Harry Potter I've ever seen.
That's Harry Potter with a comb over.
Harry Potter's not supposed to be older than Dumbledore, you know that, eh?
Harry Potter needs his prostate checked.
What do you think that thing was for?
That's a wand. Patronus expectus, oi!
We're going to get a break out of the way.
Do it with the wand. Do it.
No, I'm
Do
not.
it.
Olympic champion, big free slider coming up
Do it.
on the other side of the break. Ariane Titmus joining us. I can't do it.
Patronus expectus.
Time there, back in the day, didn't you?
I've had the odd jar.
The old gardening.
I don't mind it.
The Hahn flows freely down there, of course. Hahn.
How good.
How good. Get involved with the program via the social media platforms. They're many and varied, and they have been running hot. It's often a bit of a hotbed for unhappiness, social media, but not this week with the news that Sam Pang is back hosting the Logies for the third time here on Channel 7. Wonderful.
Very nice, yeah.
It's in very, very safe hands again, Pangy, so well done to you.
Yes.
Feels longer. Feels like it's been going on a lot longer than that.
Big thank you to Channel 7 for having me back. You know, obviously, after you two take your cut, there's not much money left, so I really appreciate it.
It's going to be fantastic, and I'll tell you who was more happy than anyone to hear this news. Little Pangy. Oh. Yes! Yes! Come on. Man, how good's that? That's how you should open the logo.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Come out. We play the music, and you just give it a bit of.
Come on. Come on.
Could you do it?
Well, that's not how you do it.
How do you do it then? Come on.
Can you start the music again?
What?
I need to start.
Start the music again.
Anyway, I don't know what you're laughing at. He probably made your iPhone, by the way, that kid. So, just be happy, you know, that he's still going and everything's fine, you know.
Not in front of our special guest.
No. In fact, our special guest is waiting to join us. Big Freeze 11. We're back at the MCG for one of the really special days. King's birthday, of course. The big slide, the Big Freeze, I should say. The sliders are being announced, and one joins us tonight. 4-time Olympic gold medalist, 6-time a gold medalist of World Champions, one of Australia's greatest ever Olympians, and that is saying something.
Greatest sports person in this country right now.
Possibly so.
Tell me otherwise.
Please make her welcome. Ariarne Titmus, everybody!
Welcome aboard.
This is great.
Thank you.
We're so excited to see you go down. We're going to be talking about this in a moment, but we need to check your bona fides. Like, this is a big footy day, of course. You're born in Tassie. You live in Brisbane.
Yeah.
But you're a big Hawthorn supporter, and you're becoming an ambassador at the footy club this year.
Yeah, I remember when Ash asked me, and he said, Arnie, you know, I got to tell you something. He said, will you be the ambassador for the club? And I love the Hawks. I grew up with Hawthorn. I was telling Mick this morning on radio, I got corrupted when they came to Tassie, and as a 5-year-old, I switched from Richmond.
Boo!
And
why did you switch? Tell us why.
Well, when they did the deal with the Tassie government, they used to come down, and after the game in Lonnie, they would sometimes at the town hall have every player lined up, and you'd be able to go and get your stuff signed by every player. And I just, as a little kid, like, that's your biggest dream. So, and everyone in school went for Hawthorn. It was just on Footy Colours Day, everyone was in Hawks, and so then I changed.
So see how important football is to Tasmanians down there, you eggheads in government? Build the stupid stadium.
So, I mean, you travel the world. You travel the world and perform on the biggest stages against international superstars. But how much of a thrill is it to be able to go inside the Hawthorn Footy Club and be part of the place?
Oh, it's amazing. My dream as a little girl. I still get nervous sometimes walking around the players, and I'm like, they're just like me. It's amazing. And Ash and everyone at the club, it's got an incredible culture. Even I took Mum. She's a massive Richmond supporter.
Robin.
I took her.
Gee whiz.
What do you?
I've been stalking the family for some time now.
I took her, and she said to me, "Wow, it's an amazing club." So maybe I'll bring her over to Hawks too, but.
Right.
Let's have a look at the sliders here. There's still 2 to go, so this is a fantastic... I mean,
look at the line up there.
It's such an honour to be part of this, and people never say no when they're asked, and it's a brilliant line. So how were you asked? There's 2 more we're waiting for, so we'll find out in the coming days, but how did it come to pass that you were asked?
Pretty special story. Obviously, Neil is the Australian of the Year, and I was there at the awards as a nominee as well. And so we were just lined up to get headshots the day before the awards, and I spotted Neil with his family, and so I turned around to say hello and basically say what you do is amazing. And then Beck and him went on to ask me to be a slider, and
awesome.
It was an unreal moment. I actually got really emotional because, I don't know, just being around all these incredible people at the Australian of the Year Awards and being asked and then being told you have to keep it a secret for 6 months. Very, very, very special, but absolutely not even a decision. I 100% wanted to be a part of it.
So great. It's so great. So that's where you go if you want to contribute. It's obviously about raising funds to fight the beast. They are doing a super job, the Blue Army, fightmnd.org.au. And
when you come down the slide, get into the pool and do a tumble turn. See if you can post a PB.
Yeah, quick turn time.
How do you go?
Do you know if it's a fast pool? You should find these things out.
How do you go in the icy stuff? Are you any good in the frozen water?
Tassie girl.
Yeah, Tassie girl, but I don't do ice baths too often, and it's also a lot colder. I think it's like -4. I think it's -4, so it's going to be chilly, and the weather here is horrendous. Yes. And so when we come out and we're in that breeze, it's going to be a bit chilly.
So the theme this year is iconic Australians. Everyone has to come dressed as an iconic Australian. Have you worked out your character, who you're coming down as?
I have.
Can I throw a couple at you?
Yeah.
Chappelle Corby. with a boogie board. Come down with a boogie board.
Any others?
Cocaine Cassie. I'm making him up. The Mushroom Lady. I'm just throwing them out there. You don't have to go with any of them. Ray Gun. Maybe not.
That's an idea.
Matt Shervington's going down as Farlap. And which I have a massive problem with because Phar Lap, of course, was from New Zealand, Murray, so
Of course, mate.
it
Yes.
doesn't actually work.
It doesn't.
So you'll unveil your character on the day. It'll
Yep.
be fun. I
And
can't
look,
wait.
look, just a word of advice for whatever, but less can be more. You don't have to overdo it. I mean,
Yep.
Mick was one of the originals. He went down the
You know,
slide.
Mick went down, don't you?
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
So that was me getting ready for the enhanced games.
Gee, what was the mentality going down on your stomach?
Yeah.
He had a theme. He had a theme around it. Was "Hello, girls, dinner's gone." No.
There's a fair bit of water displacement that day, I've got to say.
What did you? What? Serious question. What did you go down as?
Yeah.
Well, I was the first one to wear a costume. No one wore costumes, and I said, because I was going last, I said, "Can I dress up?" So I thought
I'd go down as a stripper. Is that what you said?
No, I had a cape on and some booties.
I
And
almost look like a Tumbleton.
thank you very much. I'm stripping down for LA. I'm hoping to make it. Are you going to be in LA?
I will be in LA.
You will be in LA. We've got to see you.
What's in LA?
2028, mate.
The Olympics.
Sorry. Mate, I'm taking it 1 week at a time over here. I don't look that far ahead.
Any chance you can stretch it out to 2032, or is that just ridiculous to even contemplate?
Never say never, but I'll be 32. That's
problems.
ancient in swimming
Oh,
world.
Ariane, I can say never right now. No chance at all. Just enjoy 2028.
Of course, we're doing it for the inspiration that is...
What?
The inspiration that is Neil Danaher, the family, and the volunteers around the Danahers.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely.
You've had a very special week, Sam.
I have been great. I know we won't keep you long. I know you started this morning with breakfast radio with Mick, so you've had a long day. Ariane, as you know, the weekend's all about Neil, and genuine friend of the show.
Genuine. Yep.
And he's been on the show many times. So we thought I'd try a drip tray with a difference, right? So I sent Neil some questions. And I don't know the answers, but he was good enough to answer them.
No, I'm just saying, let's get into it.
All right, no worries. Here we go. So the first question was that I submitted to him was favourite movie, Neil?
The Castle, an Australian classic movie.
Oh, Castle. 81 minutes, and that felt long. I haven't. By the way, we haven't seen. We don't know what he's. We don't know the answers. By the way, favourite television show?
The Sopranos. Love a good gangster show.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a magnificent show.
A bit scary, that one.
It's a classic.
A bit scary. Do you ever watch The Sopranos, around?
No, I haven't.
You should do it. It's great.
Yeah, it's
All right, we'll keep moving. Favourite food, Neil?
Oh, here we go.
Pork, especially Coles fresh pork, where 10 cents from every purchase of Coles Australian pork products goes to support the charity.
That is outstanding. That is the best.
Coles fresh pork.
Go round in a plug.
It's unbelievable.
Brilliant.
A couple more to finish. Toughest opponent?
Malcolm Blight.
I would have thought MND, but there you go. That's just me. I've said that to Neil many times.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Blighty would have been a...
Blight would set Malcolm Blight.
All right, favourite Danaher brother, Anthony, Chris or Terry?
Neither. I would go with the sisters. Weight of numbers, as there's 7 of them.
That's true. And you know the big finish.
Of course.
Favourite colour?
The blue on our Big Freeze beanie.
Nice work.
Right.
Amazing man, and continues to be an inspiration for millions of people. Ariane, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to see what you dish up on Monday. And we can't wait for LA. I know it feels like a long time away, but you'll be starting to prepare for that in earnest in no time at all. So thanks for coming on, and good luck with everything in front of you, and enjoy Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ariane Tippetts, our very special guest on the other side of the break. Collingwood coach Craig McRae to join us next.
It is Big Freeze at the MCG today. Here we go.
And it is very cold. Go! Fully submerged. In she goes. Ready to jump in. Here we go. Down the slide. The pool has been emptied. Away we go. And a sensational entry. Oh! Away Nevison.
Welcome back to the show. It is the front bar. We're here for Hahn. How good. A great friend of the program joins us next. A humble champion. As part of that powerhouse Brisbane Lions team many, many years ago. Now a premiership coach at Collingwood. This is a very special weekend for him for a number of reasons. Please make him welcome Craig McRae, everybody. Strong flanny.
Who's there?
I know. Yeah.
It's just that's what happens with Collingwood, but strong. Very strong flanny game again.
Yeah, my wife picked this one out.
Congratulations on that. You've pretty much won the flag.
Oh, not yet.
Congratulations. So,
You were telling us off air that you think it's yours to lose.
You said you wouldn't come on until you were home and hosed. So here we are.
I think the phrase "undefeated for the rest of the season" came out.
Couldn't be more confident. Yeah.
You're never satisfied, obviously, until the job's done. But halfway through the season,
He just refused to answer any of that whatsoever.
I was hoping silence was just...
You're pretty well... I mean, you must be delighted the way the squad, such a squad mentality you've got.
Yeah,
the way the squad's
it's been
done.
fantastic. Yeah, last year we clearly didn't finish the year as much as we wanted to and didn't make the finals, so it gives you a head start on some of the opposition. But... yeah, we've had this sort of next man up mentality, and today it's been very good for us. But we're well aware there's a long way to go, Mick. And this week's game in particular is a big one. But we've got our eyes set on this one.
No, we'll get to that. Why it's a significant one for you in a moment, of course. But does your mind? I know you're looking forward, but does your mind go back to the reaction of the opening round game and some of the criticism that came Collingwood's way? I mean, it was so over the top.
It's not like the press to go off half-cocked.
Like old has-beens. I mean, Nick Dacos is getting called unprofessional. I mean, some of the reaction to that game, did it
ammunition for you?
We didn't address it, to be honest, but it looks pretty ordinary now, doesn't it? No, I think it's probably natural course of one Collingwood, but when there was only 2 games in that round too, and there's 1,000 shows on TV, they've got to report on something. A little bit reactionary, I would have thought.
Yep.
Well, it is the oldest list in the top,
it is. But the experience is it's a factor that Craig McRae rates very, very highly.
I didn't expect you to, ageing list is fine, like this show, by the way. But
ageing list. I thought you were in here to recruit Andy in the mid-season draft.
I'm there for you if you need me.
I gave you a call.
No, that's right.
It's an ageing list, but look how well it's going. And vision from training this week. I just want to say, Steele Sidebottom and Jeremy Howe are looking magnificent. And Scott Pendlebury here looks like he could play forever, I reckon. Is that... I had a genuine question. Do you care about the age of your list at the start of the season?
It's hard to get a car park at the club. Pendle's a bit sore there. It's light duties early in the week.
Had to keep him off his legs.
Yeah. You don't care about it. Does it matter?
No, I think that's one thing that we do really well at the moment is not to put ceilings on things. And these guys in particular are showing that they're ageless in the way they approach it. And what you don't see is what these guys are doing for our younger players. The ability to have Pendles, Ed Allen and Nick Dacos are guys that are getting mentored by these guys daily and showing them how to do it. No age at the moment.
It's become your signature now, the way you react with your players and communicate with your players on game day, down on the bench. I mean, you started the first couple of weeks of your senior career up in the box before you headed down. Why did you make the move?
I think it lasted one game. I found it really confining, and your communication is mixed. Like, you can't get messages across quickly, and I like to carry on like a pork chop. And yeah.
Do you think they feed off you?
That was half time, by the way.
Do you reckon they feed off? I mean, it's a mutual thing? Do you feel like you kind of feed off one another a bit?
Somewhat. I try to stay relaxed, but there's opportunities like that. Big games, winning away from Melbourne, which we don't do too often. Mick, we don't travel too far.
It might come up.
It might come up. No, I do like to invest in trying to stay positive in what we're doing. every now and then you get ahead of yourself with the emotion. But you can communicate really well, and you get a read of what the players are doing. And I heard Sam Mitchell say something similar this week. You can actually get a greater feel of what's going on in the game. Yep. Quite often you can come down at half-time a little bit sort of upbeat and think the group's needing a bit of a rev, but they're actually the complete opposite. So, communication is probably the main thing.
We see a lot more of it these days, and sometimes you see two coaches coaching from the boundary line, and occasionally you see a bit of interaction between the two. Here you are with Kingsley, you're getting into GWS, and then Kingsley goes, hang on, pipe down, why don't you take a seat? And yep, you do. Pretty quickly. Now, I should point out you guys are friends. You were together at Richmond. What was said there?
I am quite cheeky, and I like to be cheeky. This job doesn't allow you to be as cheeky as you want to be at times, but I was being a bit cheeky, and Laura rang me on the Sunday, said, Craig, can you come to the principal's office? We need to talk about it. But I was just being cheeky about a few things, and then when I saw King of Arms, I thought I might go back to
That's a good call.
2023 was magnificent after a stunning 2022. You got so close to making the grand final in your first year. I don't know whether you've reflected on this at all, but you know what it feels like to do it as a player. Now you've done it as a coach, and we haven't had you on the show, since this. Yep. Is there any similarity in terms of the satisfaction you feel?
I'd like to say we are different. We are, and it's personnel-based and method-based. We are different. There's some similarities in the way that we're playing, but...
No, but what do you take out of a premiership as a player versus a premiership as a coach?
Well, I know personally once we won that game that life changed a lot for me and my family. Like, I was very much a shadow guy in my lifetime, and I didn't mind living in the shadows, but that certainly changed. Going out in public was different. But what I did love was the emotion from Collingwood supporters and what it meant to so many. And I heard some incredible stories post the grand final around what it meant for their family and members and how much they celebrate and what it meant to them. And as a coach, you get to live that. As a player, not so much. Yep. And you're so invested in so many others, the boards and supporter base and the like. So completely different feeling, to be honest.
I mean, a mad day. You got as much sleep as you possibly could, but Gabrielle was having a baby. Maggie was arriving, and she arrived at about 7 o'clock that morning. I mean, when you think about that as part of that day, where do you go?
That's why it's different. It's pretty hard to sort of do that again.
Yes, yes, it is.
Can I say something? That was a great day for you and the club. The only thing that would have made it better if Peter Dacos turned out to be the father. You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm going to... it was an incredible day, and little Maggie's a little rock star. She's 20 months old now. I've taken her to the VFL, and everyone wants to get a photo with her. And it's an incredible day. My wife was unbelievable, and she should have won the North medal, really. But to go through that emotion, there was the joy of it all, and then to celebrate with the win was like nothing else.
So speaking of the Dacoses, you've got a player who some people are suggesting if he keeps going on the trajectory he's on, he might challenge for the greatest of all time status. I don't expect you to answer that necessarily, but how do you go about coaching this kid?
Well, I'd like to think that I just let Nick be himself, to be honest. We communicate regularly about parts of the game and let him express himself. He's an exceptional preparer, and for the young listeners out there, the best trainers are the best players, and he leads the way in that. His talent is off the charts, and his leadership's really gone to a new level this year coming to the leadership group. But have a look at this goal. Not many in the competition can do this.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You ever kick a goal like that, mate?
No chance.
That's not true.
No, not many can, but I celebrated that one.
Yeah. There's some making a debut is a magical moment. There's some wonderful footage in 2022. I can't believe that's when Nick Dacos made his debut, but of you announcing to Nick and Patrick Lipinski that they're about to make their debut. And have a look at it if you haven't seen it, and just try to work out who Craig McRae's favourite is.
So it gives me great pleasure to announce that these two guys are going to represent the footy club for the first time. Knowing you for a short time, but the way that you just continue to tip in, you're a great person around the place, you're a great energy, great leader, role model for our younger players. I think, not only your football ability, but we have got a real asset in the person you are. And I'm great to have you in our footy environment, mate, and we wish you all the best for what comes. And Paddy, have you met a nicer bloke?
I was getting the wind up from the.
Is that what you tell him when you drag him?
Would you like to address it down the barrel? Say something nice to Patrick Lipinski. Something you really.
Paddy, you are the nicest bloke I've ever met.
Don't back him down.
That'll do, yeah.
We mentioned Nick Dacos, but his brother Josh is not a bad player either, by the way. All Australian, best and fairest. And you underlined that point when you were celebrating his 100th game and you were talking about him in the rooms after the game.
Pretty good 100 games for Josh Dacos.
Yeah. I said to him before the game, he's eligible for father-son now. Let's get busier. I mean that, yeah.
I don't go into this.
After a game, do you get him eating oysters? What do you do? To get going.
No, I understand. There's plenty more to talk to Craig McRae about, which we'll do on the other side of this. We're here for hard. Song after the game, King's birthday last year. Craig McRae, our special guest. Craig, why was this such a significant day for you and your family?
That's Pat there, Pat Russell. He's my brother-in-law, my wife's brother. Unfortunately got diagnosed with MMD 2 years ago to this week, and we had him in the rooms after the game and get him in the song to sing a song with us. So he was in the box for the day and then at the club too, so we wanted to celebrate him.
Beautiful.
So to see Paddy going through that and, you know, the trauma of it all, does it make you double down on wanting to be, you know, part of the push to encourage people to do what they can?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this cause is an incredible one. We had Neil Danaher down the club today and you saw him before. The remarkable technology he's got now he gave us an incredible speech. And, we're all, here it is now, we're all there. And there's Pat, he spoke of his journey and his struggles. He's got 2 young kids. Just a normal country bloke from Bendigo, and it's unfortunate that he's been diagnosed with the disease.
You said 2 years ago, and how's he travelling?
Yeah, like he's actually in the audience tonight.
There we go.
And,
hey, Paddy.
There he is.
Hey, Paddy.
He loves a beer, and we look forward to going back at Christmas.
Come to the right place, Paddy. See you after the show.
It's the more that people like you can do to lend your weight to causes like this, the better it is for those who are trying to make a breakthrough and help for future generations. And Paddy's got the battle on his hands.
That's right, and Neil said that today too, and so did Pat. Around, you know, the cure might not be there now, but the work that's being done, the incredible work that's been done over now 11 years. We're hoping there's a cure for the future.
I've never seen anyone get behind, or a community get behind something like over here. If you look at our crowd now, there's so many beanies in the audience that they've just come on their own. For you to be part of that King's birthday Monday, 100,000 people turn up generally. They're all in the spirit. Must give you great joy and hope that we're going in the right direction.
That's the word that Pat used today, that you know, the beanies represent hope for him and then for others. And it's an incredible visual when you see 80,000+ beanies in the crowd on the day and the build up to it. We're really grateful for it, and hopefully we put on a really good show for those that turn up.
You do. So good on you. Good on you, Craig McRae. We have a segment on the show that is often, or generally, about the guest. It's the BWS stat, of course. And
wonderful.
Over to you, Michael.
Do you mind if
I'd love you to take
if I have a go at this? His stat involves you personally.
Okay.
Craig, what one thought about the total distance travelled by plane as a player?
Yeah.
You happy to play? Okay. This is the stat involving you.
During his storied Brisbane Lions career.
Absolutely, as a player, Craig McRae, 195 games, 320,710 kilometres covered.
Wow.
That's a lot of frequent flyer points.
Yeah, Ansett went bust tonight.
Just by way of underlining how incredible that is, let's compare it with, say, Scott Pendlebury. Who's played 413 games.
Over double.
That we would have thought that's over double.
Well, that's...
So, 320,000, where's this going?
950,000 kilometres.
950,000?
A mil? Could be a million, yeah.
Do you reckon a mil?
I reckon, yeah.
Craig, Scott Pendlebury, 413 games, 248,000. That's less than you.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's happened here?
It's a long way to Marvel.
Well, on that stat, Collingwood, for the rest of the season, Collingwood travel out of Melbourne only 2 times in their remaining 11 games, and 7 of those games are at the MCG.
So when you do travel to Marvel, will you rest players?
Will you stay overnight in Docklands?
You know this.
Have you looked at Richmond's draw?
Yeah.
Oh, Richmond are doing it. Can Richmond make the 8?
They're playing really well, aren't they? And it's I actually did say at the start of the year, do you want me to stay in this mode and talk footy? Yeah. I thought that their senior players, having lived there for a period of time, that their senior players were going to be really important. And I think you're starting to see that when they're all fit and available.
Well said.
If you're just joining us, we've got the current Collingwood coach here talking about the chances of Richmond football. Well done.
Mount Etna.
Craig, it's that time of the night. Keith Greig was subjected to it last week.
Not subjected. He just had a wonderful experience.
He did. He had a wonderful experience. And
it's a harrowing experience.
You're about to have a wonderful experience as well. It's time for Sam's Drip Tray.
We may wish we're in Mount Etna after this.
Tell him how it works.
Craig, you know how Drip Tray works, don't you? I think so. Some questions. We don't get to all the questions. Sometimes the host will jump in with a stupid question about Richmond and it takes us off track. So I've got, genuine questions, punchy answers. You can pass if you want. There's no pressure. You played, like we said, you played 195 games in Brisbane. Toughest opponent?
David Warapunda, West Coast.
Sure.
Brilliant player.
Absolutely. Yeah. Toughest opponent as a coach?
Bontempelli.
Yep.
What about another coach?
It looked good in Collingwood.
What did you say?
Bont would look good in black and white. I'd just throw that out there.
Toughest.
Oh, he's just
that's
throwing it out there. Wow.
Get on it.
There it is.
Did you hear that first?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
He hasn't signed yet, has he, at Footscray?
No.
That's why I threw it out.
You're unbelievable. What about Butters?
What are you doing? This is a hard-hitting... What's wrong with a hard-hitting? It's like you're on the agenda setters. What hardest coach to coach against?
I'm going to say Chris Scott.
OK. Best player you've ever seen?
Michael Voss.
Yep.
Actually, I'll say Gary Ablett Jr.
You can't change.
I'm sorry, mate. You've got to take... We've got to take your first answer.
OK, sorry.
Lee Matthews was your coach for 3 premierships. Biggest lesson you ever learnt from Lee?
Just listen to Lee and don't talk back.
That's great. If you could change...
Do you have that kind of gravitas?
That's true.
Like, do the players, do they fear you?
No. Lee was really scary at his best, just by saying nothing. But he had scary eyes and he just learned to listen. Quite often it's, hey, fly, and I just keep on moving past him.
Well, and now it's all changed. He's just a big teddy bear now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So old grandpa doesn't know where he is.
Jeez, boy. I'd like to distance myself from those comments.
You're on your own.
Mix words off air, not mine. If you could change one rule about in the game, what would it be?
The inconclusive footage of a decision
being overturned.
Make a decision. Let the technology do it, or
make a
decision.
Right. Yeah. Is it still in the modern day of rotations? Is it still possible for a player to be dragged old school, makes a mistake, send out the runner, get him off?
Generally, that's what the sub's for, but not too often. No.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Insight. Yeah.
See, it's not all just Mickey Mouse stuff.
This is a very...
Got the hard-hitting, good questions, interesting footy stuff.
Well, you got 2 left.
Favourite food?
That's one of your 2?
Is it favourite?
Probably just anything my wife cooks. She's amazing. She's probably watching at home.
Just anything?
Pizza, probably.
Pizza. Well, can I just say, if I came over to your house and you were going to cook me something, I don't even want your answer, because I just tell you, I want to show you this and just hope that you wouldn't cook me lasagna, because you don't know what you're talking about.
At the end of the day, if you have too much cheese on your lasagna, it doesn't matter. Okay, it won't affect the result. It doesn't. The kitchen dirty or the cheese on the lasagna, that doesn't matter.
Mate, that is just nonsense. That's just nonsense. It's just nonsense.
Can I just... It didn't quite come out how I wanted. I had everyone coming to me all these excuses while we weren't winning, and someone came up to me the week before and said, we didn't win because there's too much cheese on the lasagna. I said, you've got to be kidding me. Didn't quite come out like that on the day.
Well, there's a few Italian nonnas that have just put out a hit on you after that, by the way. How many have I seriously got left?
You've got one left.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, why would you wind the Rolling Stones up during Satisfaction? But anyway, whatever. Favourite colour?
Black and white.
Oh, yeah.
I've got 2 left.
Oh, my God.
Have you ever... You're a very...
I'll get him to bring the car round, right?
You're a very lean... You're a very fit man. Have you ever been fat?
When I retired, I just got addicted to donuts, so I ate lots of them. But I would have thought I was fat now.
All right. Glad we went back to that.
There you go.
All right. Craig McRae.
Are we still on there?
No.
Yeah.
No, we are. You wouldn't think so, would you? Craig McRae, last question, Craig. Favourite vegetable?
Question.
Jesus. What a great segment.
Yeah, the first one's scary. When you sit here every week, you kind of tune out after question 3.
I don't know.
You're passing.
He's passing. He's passed. You're the first person to pass on favourite vegetable.
Anyway, that was...
Hey!
Craig, we love it when you come to our show. Congratulations on
I had
everything.
other stuff here. Favourite board game, favourite video game?
What's your favourite board game?
What? Mahjong.
Who's on the way out? Who right now is biggest threat? Who's the teams that could probably trouble you in a final series?
Many. There's still many. There's a long way to go. Brisbane at their best is really hard to beat. The Cats really hard to play against.
Easy draw coming up too. You'd know all about that.
just 1 week at a time.
All right, we get that.
Mate, thanks for coming on the show. Keep up the good work for Kings. All the best to Paddy. We wish him all the very best, and good on you for doing what you're doing to promote the cause. Good luck on Monday. Thanks for coming on. Craig McRae, a very special guest. Don't go anywhere. Nick Multy on the other side of the break.
Neil Danaher, one-on-one like never before.
Life's short. Make it count.
A special Unfiltered, tonight on 7.
It's great to have you with us on the front bar. We're here for Han. How good. Multi not too far away. Just a bit of housekeeping. It's great to have you with us on the front bar. We're here for Han. How good. Multi not too far away. Just a bit of housekeeping from last week's show, of course. I mean, you were all over this.
Last week I highlighted the Western Bulldogs sales department in terms of big fish for sponsors. They landed their white whale, the Altona Stationers, last week on the banner. And
third-party agreements go, that's abuse.
Absolutely. This show's all about that, gifts from third parties. Now, last week, just in jest, we may have mentioned that, I wanted a fountain pen, and you wanted, I think, a compass and
a protractor.
Because you were doing an exam from 1957 or whatever you're doing. Mickey, you said you wanted. Anyway, by the way, they came through for us. Because I'd just like to thank.
This is amazing.
Con down there.
Con.
Yeah, what did he got you?
There's my protractor. So I got the protractor. Not only there it is there.
Yeah.
What about the old...
Yeah, not only that, he delivered with the compass as well, so it's an outstanding result.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Thank you, Con.
What did you get?
Very nice.
Well, Con came through with my fountain pen. Have a look at that number right there.
That's beautiful.
From Parker, but also the big one.
Yep.
Refills as well.
Oh, nice.
Hey, I may not go home tonight.
This is
big.
This is a cash for cartridges. You should write him a thank you note with that pen.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'll bust out a copy on my new printer. Yes! Thank you very much. Big thank you to the Altona Stationers. Should have gone bigger, boys.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Tell you what, what Channel 7...
And it's got ink with it too.
Well, what Channel 7 should do, I'm not a programmer, but if they, in prime time, 8:30 on Sunday night, if they just filmed you connecting that to a computer, I would watch those 3 hours.
Oh, I'd watch that. It'd go overtime. that show would go overtime.
Oh, mate.
Sure.
Anyway, well done, Altona.
Well done, Altona Stationers.
If you're out in that neck of the woods and you need some stationery, that is the place to go. Of course, round 13 matches. There's some absolute belters to kick this off tomorrow night. So no Nick Watson, no James Sicily for Hawthorn. The Red Hot Dogs off the bye. That is going to be a challenge for the Hawks. And then a fantastic game on Friday night. The Adelaide Crows.
It's a good round.
It is. Real test up for the Crows. How good are they really? So there's a lot to look forward to.
What happened to Darabin? What happened at Darabin?
We played Montmorency, who beat us in the grand final last year. We kicked 1-8 to 1-1 in the second half.
So it's poor kicking.
Bad kicking is bad football.
Hit the post, the fat bit 5 times, the girls. They were magnificent.
Bad kicking is bad coaching.
That's it.
I don't believe that.
Thin ice.
The girls were...
You're on thin ice.
They were magnificent, the girls, so well done. Keep going,
Can I just say one thing too? I just want to mention the Altona Stationers, right? I just want just a message to all the other businesses out there that are thinking that, we're easy targets. And we are not for sale, OK? I just wanted to make that. We are not for sale. Murray, what's up next?
Time for the multi.
Your chance to say sports bet.
For sports bet.
Get on it. This one cannot lose. Here we go. First up. Now, Sydney's on-field struggle this week were described as rabble. They're quite a big controversy. But no one's talking about the real rabble in the Sydney coach's box. Have a look. Now, there's Dean Cox. He's the coach. He needs to keep his sugar levels up. And let's go in. Dean's lolly jar is empty.
That's power.
How can a man coach with an empty lolly jar?
It's a very good question.
Is it the soft cap? Is that what they've been reduced to?
It's just the 1%ers. They're not nailing them at the moment.
By the way, I like to wager that is not a lolly jar.
Where's he going?
That is not a lolly jar. I will show you a lolly jar.
Oh.
Yes! That's a lolly jar. Right there. Come and get one. Here, come and get up here. Get it.
You're taking high out with those.
Camera 2, come and get it. Camera 2. Well, there you go. All right. You can't.
Can I just point out you're just throwing objects at people?
Yep. You can't have it.
Don't eat those. They came from Morwell.
You can't have it, but how about...
Look at the size of my lolly jar.
It's very impressive. It's a massive lolly jar.
Is it big enough?
That's big. That's a
How
very,
did you
very
like
big
my lolly jar?
What are you going to do with all the lollies?
Eat them.
Right, okay, right.
What would you do?
I'd probably give a few away, but you can't have it. So how about you take Isaac Heaney to
Don't eat those.
kick 2 or more against the Tigers and you have $1.95.
I'll take that.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Is that it? Is that it?
No, I'm not. Someone's about to burst out of that lolly jar.
That's a lot of lollies.
Now you're worried, aren't you?
A lot of lollies. How'd you get them in there?
I don't know. That's the first time I've seen it. I just told it arrived about half an hour ago.
Jack's had a busy day.
Jack's put that together. Jack's in it. All right, second leg. Incredible scenes down at Swan Street. Oh, this is great. Yep. Swan Street over the weekend. Fans went nuts celebrating this massive sporting occasion. There it is. We got fireworks and flares and just general euphoria. I'd like to wager that's actually Carlton fans celebrating the bye this week.
You can't have it, but I'll give you Tommy DeConey to get 20 or more against the Bombers, and you have $1.60 for that.
Which is the DeConing who's leaving Carlton?
That's Tom. Yep.
It's done. Done and dusted. All right.
I wish this multi was done and dusted.
All right, third leg. An amazing achievement down at the Kennel this week. As past player and past president Jim Miller celebrated, listen to this, his 106th birthday. Can you believe it? 106th birthday.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Be ready.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
I'd like to wager it must be great, Andy, watching your little brother celebrate his 106th birthday.
Mate, that's
just unbelievable.
You knew it was coming.
Of course. You can't have it, but happy.
I'd like to see him blow the candles out. That'd be an hour and a half you'd never get back.
How about you have Matthew Kennedy to kick 2 or more against the Hawks, and you can have $2.80 for that.
I like it. Odds are low, but I like where this is heading. OK, let's boot this baby home. The church is always looking for different ways to appeal to the younger audience.
Right, okay.
We know this. Right. But I think these nuns from Brazil have gone a little too far. Okay. I'd like to... Stop it. Quick, stop it before the twerking begins. I'd like to wager it's great to finally know what goes on in the conclave. Mount Etna.
You can't have it.
By the way, after that, those nuns were involved in a drive-by shooting. Yeah. Busted a cap in a bishop's arse. That's what they did. Lolly, anyone?
You can't have it, but how about you have Nick Dacos to get 30 or more against Melbourne on King's birthday, and you can have $2.25. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll take it. Bag it up. What have we got?
It looks like 1965.
Oh, baby.
If you like the look of that, jump onto the feed in the Sportsbet app. Find and follow Mixed Multi, like millions of others. And, of course, place your bet. The last shout is coming up next.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Welcome back to the show. Time for the last shout. And it's always a joy to have this champion of human being join us on this weekend. It's the culmination of so much... it's a culmination of so much work. There she's, Beck Tanner, everybody!
It's been 11 years, Sam.
It's been 11 years.
I know, but you know, it's always weird when I put these on because it looks like I'm about to knock over a bottle shop. You know what I mean?
Hello, welcome. Great to see you as always. Can you believe... You just said it's the 11th year. Can you believe that it is the 11th year and the way this thing just continues to roll on?
No, there's been so many moments when Mick decided to ignore all of our safety briefings. You went down the slide head first and nearly finished it before we began.
Yep,
so
that's it. But look at us now. It's a wonderful origin. It's a great story. It gets bigger and bigger every year, and it just takes over the entire town. So congratulations to you and all the work you do. It's really sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. And these, the beanies are the symbol, and there's a number of ways you can contribute. If you want to know more or join the fight, go to the website, scan the QR code. There's a number of ways you can get involved. But the beanies are such a symbol of what it's about. And the MCG on King's birthday is remarkable. When you look around and there's 70,000 of them amongst the 85, 90,000 that turn up, it's a truly, truly remarkable scene. But we've got an addition. It's not just the actual beanie this year. There's a digital beanie that's available out there this year.
Changing things up. So we've got a digital beanie this year. So when you donate, you're able to jump online, put on your own personalisation and get behind the cause. We're really gearing up this weekend to see how much we can fundraise because we know it all makes a difference. And so here's a different way that you can be a part of it. You might not be able to be there at the MCG. There's Andy straight down the line. So we'll personalise this for you. We've got one for Mick as well. Fly did try to convince me to do go pies, but we went with this. And this one came from Dad for you, Sam. So this is from Nilo.
The orchid.
That's beautiful.
That was your nickname when you played football.
Yes, it was.
What do you want to tell us?
No.
So he's the old man's part of Unfiltered tonight with Hamish after us. And I've heard a bit of it today. It's breathtaking, to be honest, how the technology has given us Neil's voice back. It's quite remarkable. We ask you this question every year. How's the old boy going?
Yeah, no, he's an amazing human. I think getting his voice back has just been so special. My kids are hearing Pop for the very first time. The beast is a beast, and it's the first year Dad won't be up on the slide with me, and it gets me a little bit emotional. It's another sort of milestone that changes, but he's been at Melbourne, he's went to Collingwood, and every time he's talking about we're fighting back, we play on, we don't let this stop us. So he continues to inspire, and I think hearing that in his own voice just makes it so much more powerful.
Of course,
Yes.
you caught up with Neil.
Yeah, did you see? To Drip Tray Neil was magnificent. What about some of those answers? The castle was a surprise. Did you watch that together?
No. Normally he's
Well, you
into
dodged
a
a
lot
bullet
of
there.
violence, like The Sopranos. So I was surprised about the castle. Just
Yeah, no. Well,
showing you a different side of him. I
It is great to hear his voice. It
really is.
With
It's
that technology.
remarkable.
And as I didn't show this earlier, I thought I'd wait till you were out here, Beck. But I did ask Neil, as part of Drip Tray, what was the most annoying thing about his daughter Beck?
Nothing. She's my daughter. She can do no wrong.
You...
Trying to throw me under a bus there, Peggy.
Neil, you are a liar.
2 sliders still to be named. Any hints?
Ooh, so halftime of the footy tomorrow. We're very excited. This person has conquered areas that no other Australian has. And then on Friday, we've got another one. This is a definite speed demon, so there are 2 to come. But just for people to feel honoured every year to be tapped on the shoulder to go down a slide into 2 tonnes of ice. Arnie got asked directly by Dad when in January, and she was in tears with it. It's just something that's so special that people continue to rally, and we've got some iconic Australians that will be getting involved and keep getting involved.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming on. No one leaves empty-handed. Here's a printer from the Altona Stationers. That's it. Go home.
There you go.
Put it in the office down there at MND and thank the Altona Stationers.
There's a pen.
Give her the pen. Give her the pen.
No, the pen's mine.
Do you need a protractor?
We can give you
Who doesn't?
No one needs a protractor.
No one needs a protractor.
No one.
Beck,
in the
you're a
world.
superstar,
Good on you, Beck.
you're a champion and you're a hero. Your dad, we understand why he's so proud of you. Keep up the good work and have a great day Monday. Beck Danaher, our very special guest. Thanks to Beck coming on the show. Thanks to Arnie Titmus. What a joy it was to have her on the show. Thanks to Craig McRae. Monday's going to be huge. Zach Toohey and Fitzy joining us on the
There
show
we go.
next Wednesday. We can't wait. Until then, for Han, how good. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your footy. See you next week.